Do not assume a causal relationship between the object and happiness, believing that obtaining the object is the cause of the happiness experienced. Hsin would suggest that's not the case. When the object desired is obtained, the desire dissolves. It is the absence of the desire that reveals a happiness that is inherent in each of us. Desire obscures happiness. Its absence illuminates it. Doctrines, laws, and rituals are only of value as signposts, which point the way to what is beyond them. Isn't it time to set them all aside and end the warfare of competitive dogmas that seemingly separates? Isn't it finally time that you agree to share a singular absolute? You want to see the absolute in all, but not in yourself. If all is the absolute, are you not included in that all? Here is the secret. Thought obscures happiness. If you doubt this to be the case, stop thinking and tell Hsin if you are not happy. What we seem to be is a creature living by memory and acting habitually. The way out of this is to be alert and attentive. Investigate the validity of every belief and abandon those that prove false. See the need to recede from concepts into perception, then recede from perception into being. Don't allow words, even Hsin's, to dilute the power of silence. Spend time with silence. Seek it out and shun that which subverts it. Self-consciousness is like walking into a room wherein the floor, the walls, and the ceiling are covered in reflecting surfaces. In an instant, you are surrounded by others. Fear arises, and survival programs, previously dormant, activate. You can't be what comes and goes. The self-consciousness may claim to be both the subject as consciousness and the object as the body. But it is not so. Acknowledge the possibility of this unreality. You believe that seeking needs to have a goal. How can we speak of a goal when you already are what you seek? When one is preoccupied with seeking, one cannot see the false as false. As such, all seeking must end in failure to discern the actual. Instead of seeking what you have been telling yourself is not present, look directly at what is here and now, unchanging, unmoving. In doing this, any concerns regarding seeking will fall away. We can concede that we experience the world from a centralized location. What remains unexamined is the center of that centralized location. Ultimately, this is all Hsin speaks about. All perceptions, the entire manifestation, solicits this center, calls to it. The center in turn allows in some and rejects the rest. With the attention placed on the center rather than on the periphery, the confusion between what one is and what one appears to be comes to an end. The shadows appearing on the wall may change, but the wall itself does not. When you become upset with yourself, who is upset with whom? What you now take yourself to be is the result of inattention. Clarity is the fruit of attention. The truth doesn't set you free. The truth reveals that you've always been free. When we exit from a daydream, we can sometimes acknowledge, I was daydreaming, I wasn't here. The true value of the daydream is to invite you to pursue what this I is. I am means being. Alternatively moving through the 3 biologically programmed cycles of deep sleep, dream, and wakefulness. When the state you're in changes, the world you're in changes. In dispassionately observing the organism, you stand outside it. This is the movement away from identification. In seeing the false as false, you are seeing the truth. All phenomena come and go. What one is the aware space in which these phenomena materialize, in which the self-conscious mirage appears. Or it could be stated with this conceptual distinction. Awareness is simply that triad of I, awareness, I am-ness as formlessness, and I am-ness with form. The last two always resolve back into I, awareness. We are already looking from that which we are looking for. In that sense, we really need not go anywhere. The ability to observe change means that you stand outside of it. The changeless, residing in the background, observes the change. It is a pre-existing condition. This I am is the consciousness in which the world appears through the senses of the instrument in which I am dwells, this body. This is the this that I am, and not that which I appear to be. Personhood provides continuity. The events of life flow from the future into the present to the past. However, in accepting being a person, we sacrifice the splendour of the infinite for the security of the particular. Non-discriminating or non-differentiating consciousness is what is prior to thought. Whatever thought arrives ultimately departs. Attending to thought makes attending to that which permanently transcends all comings and goings virtually impossible. The totality of thought we call mind. The waves rise and fall, come and go. Energy moving through space creates wind. It is the same energy moving through water that creates waves. Likewise, that energy moving through the brain creates wave states called thought. What is the mind other than the assistant of the I thought? It strategizes, it reacts, it serves and protects. It edits memory, sometimes rewriting, other times imagining alternative outcomes. The numerous arguments about the mind are produced by the mind itself for its own protection and continuation. Hsin refuses to provide it with authentication. When every inch of the canvas is covered with paint, the background, the canvas, is lost. This world is one such painting, and it is the mind which both impedes and distorts one's perception of the canvas. So many are looking for a way, a means to see more clearly. When Hsin tells them that the way leads through yourself to before yourself, they shake their heads. They want to add something to themselves, as if a lack needs to be filled. But adding tin to gold doesn't make better gold. What you seek is so near you that there really is no room for a way. But most insist that isn't enough. So Hsin says that if there is any way, if there is anything that needs to be done, it may very well be simply to listen to his words. What else is there to do? It is like eating. All you can do is to place the food in your mouth, chew and swallow. Everything that ensues is spontaneous, unconscious, and automatic. In most, there is an inherent dissatisfaction. Something is not right. Yet, one consistently fails in righting the not right because one looks in the wrong place. The problem is not the world. The problem is one's view of the world. You have created a collection of personal knowledge, beliefs, and opinions based on second-hand information. You never questioned whether it is flawed or not. For your entire life, you have been led around by a perspective that simply isn't true. The process to correction begins with being empty. Empty of all comparisons. Empty of all beliefs. Empty of notions of the lush landscape of heaven. Empty of the notions of the harsh terrain of hell. Empty of what we believe lies in between the two. Empty. That's what Hsin leads you to.